We all love stories. In fact, it is said we were created because the divine loves stories too. As spiritual sojourners, we all ask, who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? I offer my story with Alice Cain's words in mind. The dreamer awakes, the shadow goes by. When I tell you a tale, the tale is a lie. But ponder it well, fair maiden, good youth. The tale is a lie. What it tells is the truth. Once upon a time and far away, isn't that how all good stories begin? Once upon a time. What does that mean? The ancient Greeks were wise enough to teach us that time is an elusive thread that winds us all together, making itself known in at least two different colors in the tapestry of our lives. Kronos, keeper of clocks and calendars, commander of time that runs from past to future in segments of minutes and hours, of months and years, divides the lifespan we are privileged to live, while Kairos, on the other hand, unites everything and everyone in the present moment. This is the realm of the storyteller, the eternal, unbroken flow of intuitive creativity that we enter through the portal of our own imaginations. Well, once upon a time and far away, there was a beautiful garden. Can you feel the warmth of the sunshine that shimmers off the leaves of the tall, broad trees that surround us? Can you hear the intermittent sweet songs of the birds in the branches above? Do you smell the fragrance of jasmine? Now imagine with me, Adam and Eve are experiencing the novelty and joy of being in human physical form for the first time. Feel their fascination with the beauty of this garden of delight as they look in wonder at the trees, at the sky, the sparkle of water in the streams, as they feel the warmth of the sun, the gentle cooling of the evening breeze, and they hear the clear, sweet notes of birdsong. And then the one we have come to call Eve, in Hebrew, Chava, the mother of all life, sees the fruit on the branch ahead of her. Now some say it was an apple, while others a pomegranate. It matters not, because we can imagine it to be whatever we wish. The text tells us it was a fruit. Eve, in Hebrew, Chava, the mother of all life, reaches out for it. But I get ahead of myself, for this is really not where the story begins. We need to travel further back in time before this fabled garden and find ourselves in God's holographic virtual waiting room. In the magic realm of Kairos, anything is possible. Here we see a radiant being composed of light that we will call for convenience sake Aleph, the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Now Aleph is sitting with the Holy One, chatting in front of their computer screens. The Holy One is explaining the rules of the game that the light being, Aleph, may want to play on the planet Earth, that beautiful blue orb floating in space now visible on their monitors. The goal of the game, the Divide explains, will be to experience physical life on this planet before returning to the time and space of unconditional love from which it all began. The rules of the game are that the players will forget everything they know before they start, and the challenge of the game is to expect that at every step along the way there will be choices to be made. The game will be fun as it will require the wearing of a costume, an earth suit, that will enable Aleph to live in a denser vibration. This earth suit, the divine continues, comes in two models because the earth plane operates in dualities. Each suit will be uniquely wired, enabling the wearer a slightly differing perspective. Aleph will separate into two equal halves, each choosing a suit to play the game in. These costumes, the Holy One cautions, will feel heavy, restrict movement, and erase memory, ensuring the wearers forget completely who they are in order to fully attend to their parts in the game in the physical world, totally identified with their roles. Now, Aleph is intrigued with the beauty of the planet Earth and the mineral, vegetable, and animal life forms on it. In this version of the game, thinks Aleph, the setting will not be as in earlier games in different dimensions, a laboratory, a schoolroom, or a studio, although it would be all of those things. This time it was to be a garden, for that is the setting that nature provides on the earth. So, asks the divine, are you ready? Aleph says, I'm not really sure. I need more information. The game, the Holy One continues, is the ultimate treasure hunt, the earth version of the hero's journey that Aleph knew so well and loved to play. I'm just not so sure about the splitting thing. Two of me separated from you, says Aleph. The divine smiles, eternally patient, trusting and loving, assuring Aleph that as separated beings they would ultimately reconnect with one another and come home. In their earth suits, illusion would lead them to believe that the game would last an eternity, but in reality it would pass as quickly as the flash of a firefly on a warm summer's evening. The divine asks, so, are you ready? Still hesitant, Aleph says, can we have a trial run of splitting in two? The Holy One obliges, and the light being is divided into two equal halves. Each looks at the other, separated mirror image of the holy, reflecting on separated mirror image of the holy. They laugh at the novelty of the experience, and the divine smiles. The half we will call Adam chooses the suit that's adapted for practical purposes. It's the can-do or how-to suit, while the other half, Eve, selects the more reflective what-to or why-to suit. Adam immediately experiments with all the things he will be able to do, totally engrossed in the intricacies of this grand and cosmic Nintendo game. Eve, in her what-to suit, is quiet and reflective. She turns back to the TV monitor, tuning into the History Channel, and watches the eons unfold, exhilarated in the feelings of joy of what she's experiencing in this virtual reality, the smell of jasmine, the colors of the sunrise, the delight of shared laughter, the kiss of a lover, and the feel of those trusting tiny fingers of a newborn baby encircling her finger. At the same time, she is overwhelmed by the pain and suffering of life, the loneliness, illness, violence, the disappointment of unfulfilled dreams and dashed hopes, the fear of the unknown and of death, all constantly changing and challenging the plans of the human family, part and parcel of the temporary nature of life in the physical. The divine says, there is a caveat. You should only play the game when you feel ready for all that life has to offer. When you are, you will find yourselves in a beautiful garden just like this one is. The virtual treasure hunt will begin in earnest with the recognition of the first clue that you will intuitively know when you see it. Do not take it, I repeat, do not take it until you are sure that you are ready for all that you will experience in the physical. Only when you are ready. Now, let's return to Adam and Eve experiencing the novelty and joy of being in human physical form for the first time. We imagine their fascination with the beauty of the Garden of Delight as they look in wonder at the trees and the sky, the sparkle of water in the streams. They feel the warmth of the sun and the gentle cooling of the evening breeze, and they hear the clear, sweet notes of birdsong. And then the one we've come to call Eve, in Hebrew, Chava, the mother of all life, sees the fruit on the branch ahead of her, Somehow it seems to be calling. To what? She can't recall. In this earth suit, her memory is not what it once was, but she knows the fruit is calling to her. It's a clue. A clue to what? She can't remember. Like a dream, she knew it a moment before, and now she just can't grasp it. She somehow hears the dim memory of a warning. Do not eat the fruit until you are ready for all that life has to offer. Are you ready? 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 Taking the deep breath that brings life and now helps her muster her courage, intuitively hopeful and trusting, she and Adam taste the fruit together, so opening the doors of the virtual waiting room to the garden of duality that becomes their reality. And so the game begins, without looking back, with faith in the vaguest of memories and the inner wisdom that they, Eve and Adam, will reunite with one another and with the divine. She steps through that door, extending her hand to Adam as the scene fades away and the music begins. Once conscious, we choose to reawaken the spark that resides within everyone and every situation, and in so doing, we commit ourselves to Tikkun Olam, the healing of the world. We began our story with Once Upon a Time. Will it end with Happily Ever After? The choice is ours.